Hello, Crossroad Africa. We are going live. We are live right now. Crossroad Africa. Good evening, everyone. We are live right now, and we have our speaker in our midst, and he will be walking us through how to create goal towards the next year. And we are so glad to have him because he's very busy, and I know how it take me to have him. Please, we will join you in the next 3 minutes. Just be patient. We will join you in the next few minutes. Just be patient. Please let me know if you are hearing my voice. If you are hearing my voice, please comment. Just give us some minutes. We will join you. Good evening, Crossroad Africa. My name is Mayowa Nobanjo. I'm business savvy and digital business expert. Tonight, we have a prolific speaker in our midst, a trainer who will be walking us through how to create goal towards the year 2020. So Mr. Niyi Soyinka is a prolific speaker. I know he's going to do justice to that, and he's already in our midst. So he will be joining us right now to walk us through how to create goal. And I want you to get yourself a pen and paper so that you can write one or two things down as you'll be taking us the class. I know what he can do, I know his ability, and I know he's going to really help us to set goal towards 2020. So Cross Africa, help me welcome Mr. Niyi Soyinka to our midst tonight. Mr. Niyi, good evening, sir.
Hey, good evening, Mr. Mayowa. It's good to have. I'm super excited to be here tonight. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, welcome, sir. We really appreciate your coming, sir. We don't take this for granted.
My pleasure, my pleasure, my pleasure, my pleasure.
Okay, sir. So we would like to meet you, sir.
Okay, one more time, I want to thank you, Mayowa, for having me here.
Thank you.
Thank you for what you are doing for Africa. Thank you for what you are doing for Nigeria, particularly. I'm telling you that you will not know the measure of what you are doing until probably in years to come when
Okay.
you begin to get more results from the impact here. So I really celebrate the course of work that you are doing here. God bless and increase you richly. My name is Niyi Soyinka. I'm a business, life, and a leadership coach.
Okay, sir.
Right? I think you will indulge me a bit tonight. I have a son who doesn't really want to sleep. So I really crave your indulgence. David, come and sit down here. So
We
please, I
understand.
beg that you understand. All right, please. I'm so sorry about that. It's not in my nature.
We
So I'm
understand.
a like I said, I'm a leadership and a
Okay.
business coach.
Okay, sir.
Um, I'm also so I love to call myself a success catalyst. My passion is to align people on the path of greatness to the discovery, the development, and the deployment of their potentials. I'm also a radio host. Okay, I'm a
Okay.
trainer. I'm a certified human resource expert, right? I align people, like I said, to bridge the gap between their destination and their desires. So basically, that's Niyi Soyinka for you.
Okay. You are welcome, sir. So the platform is over to you because we want to learn from you tonight how to create goal towards.
Okay,
So we want to learn from you because
okay, sure.
we don't want to go to the year just unprepared because we want to take the
Yeah,
of the year. We want to make the big of the year. So we want to learn from you tonight, sir.
absolutely,
Okay, sir.
absolutely.
And the platform
Okay, thank you.
is over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much one more time. I also want to celebrate, okay, the amazing listeners or those who are watching tonight. Thank you for making our time to be here. I'm going to cut straight to the chase. I won't waste your time at all. So we're talking about goal setting. We're talking about preparing for the year 2020. Let me say up front that I really perceive in my heart that 2020 is going to be a watershed year. 2020 is going to be a year where people will launch into new projects, people will enter their first millions, people will make, and when I'm talking about people, I'm talking about you and I. All right, people will make significant progress. I'm so convinced. I don't know where that conviction is coming from, but I strongly believe that 2020 is that year that many people are waiting for. It will bring opportunities, it will bring breakthroughs. Okay. I'm not just perhaps somebody will say, is this a Holy Ghost service? No, no, not really. I'm just speaking to you from the convictions in my heart that 2020 is going to be a year of great things. All right. Having said that, I usually love to tell people in the last couple of years, especially when we're getting into the new year, quote and unquote. Okay. I tell people, first of all, that the world the word new year should not be taken that way. It shouldn't be embraced that, okay, it's a new year. Because the concept that a lot of people have is that it's a new year. So they believe that, okay, things will change. Things will just happen, things that have not been happening in the previous year because it's a new year, right? Things are probably automatically going to change. But I need to tell you tonight that until you change, the year will not change. There is no new year without a new you. I'll say that emphatically. There is no new year without a new you. So while it is great to celebrate that, okay, this year is coming, it is new, I want you to know that, I hope you know that after January 1st, the year is no longer new. The year is already getting old from January 2nd. So because a lot of people dance in the euphoria that is a new year 2020, let's just, before they say Jack Robinson, June has arrived. Before they know what's happening, this another December has happened. So what I'm saying basically is this. If you want any change in the new year, if you want to move to the next level that you desire, the first thing you must recognize, there is no new year. Very important. Okay. And by new you, I'm saying that, okay, there has to be a new set of thinking. There has to be a new set of approach. There has to be a new set of speaking, especially in those areas where you are not making progress. So the first thing to do is that because it starts from the mind. Let me emphasize on the word thinking, okay? Because if there's no renewed thinking, you can't have a renewed life. You can't have a new year. Because our scriptures will put it, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So we can say tonight that the Niyi Soyinka you are looking at, I'm principally a product of my dominant thoughts. I'm a product, I'll say that again, of my dominant thoughts. So basically, if I want to have a new year, I must have a new thinking. If I want to have a new year, I must have a new speaking. If I want to have a new year, I must take actions appropriately. So going into 2020, I'm going to be itemizing some of the thoughts I'm going to be sharing. Okay. The first thing I want to say, I'm going to be saying very simple things, but I would just like people to take steps afterward. The first thing I want to say is that you must understand the place of gratitude. Okay. I know, yeah, I know things might not have happened as you planned in 2019. You've not as you expect. You didn't get that admission. You didn't get that business. That project failed. Fine. But I want you to know that the first thing you must cultivate as we enter the new year, as it were, is that you must be grateful. Be grateful, first of all, that you are alive. Be grateful. I tell people, interestingly, and I'm not jokingly, I tell people, did you know that there are a lot of people who are more gifted than you, more talented than you, more popular than you, richer than you, blessed than you, more handsome and more beautiful than you, but somehow these people are not alive? I mean, people who are in the class that you want to belong. But the truth is that they are not alive. So is to be grateful. Be grateful. All right. I tell people that things might not have gone good, but the truth is this: be grateful that things are not even worse. Did you hear what I said? Things might not have gone as you want them to, but be grateful that things have not gone worse. So it's important to be grateful. Maiwa, you are back, right? I believe you can hear me and I believe I'm communicating. Okay, fantastic. And our audience, I believe you can hear me. You can drop in your thoughts. Probably I'm saying some
Please,
things that
if you are if
catch you. You can just write them in the comment section so that I can
okay,
know. Yeah. Go ahead, Maiwa.
okay, you can go ahead,
You're
sir.
saying
Go ahead.
something.
I can hear
Okay, so
you.
I was just saying that. Okay, fantastic. I've seen somebody writing near you. Fantastic. So just write the points as they come to you. Those ones that strike you, or those ones you can jot down. So, like I was saying, basically, I said you should be grateful for where you are. All right, on the way to going to where you want to be. Because in fact, I want to. Can I tell us to do something? We have about say less than 10 days thereabout. Today is 16th, right? So we have about say 15 days, 14, 15 days to the end of the year. What is it? Excuse me. Change it. We have about 15 years to the end of the year. 15 days to the end of the year. If there's one thing you can do is to develop what we call a gratitude journal. Every day, all right? Can you just begin to write what you are grateful for? It is magical. All right, thank you, thank you. I appreciate the thought that you can hear me. I can see that comment. All right, so let's do a gratitude challenge. Okay, so write down, and I'm not saying get a book, right? Write down what you are grateful for. Go over it again and again and again. There's something it does. There's an aura that it creates for you. All right, it creates an atmosphere for you to launch into the deep, as it were. So please let's undergo that gratitude journal. The second thing I want you to do, all right, as we approach 2020, is to take stock of where we have been. You cannot say you want to have a new year when you have not accessed what happened in the last year, in the previous year. So look at yourself and ask yourself, what happened in 2019? What were the good? What were the bad? What were the ugly? Right? I'm sure it doesn't matter how bad things are. There are certain things that went on fine. So look at them, write them down. What are the principles that you deployed that made those things good? If they were bad, state the same thing. Write down, where did you miss it? Okay, what mistakes did you make? Did you fail? All right. Of course, I love to tell people that truly there's nothing like failure. All right. Failure is just a learning curve, right? And everyone who is a success today, one way or the other, have failed in one way or the other. The truth is this: I have not seen any successful person who, in one way, has not had a measure of failure. Oh, somebody is saying fathering is sweet. You can imagine. David, come and sit down here. Okay. I'm smiling. Thank you. Thank you for the comment. You can imagine what it is. Okay. Um, um, so you need to, so like I was saying, that failure, there's nothing called failure. All right. What we call failure is actually a learning curve. If from today you begin to tell yourself that even though I seem to have failed in this project, in your mind, just know that you are learning. It's a learning curve. So look at those things. So these are the second thing. So in case you are just joining us, we said the first thing you must do in 2020 as you approach 2020 is to be grateful. The second thing is to take stock of the good, the bad, and the ugly. What were the principles that were responsible for the phenomenal successes you had? What what was your undoing responsible for the ugly results that you got? You need to pen this down, and this will help you to build on the year 2020. Now, let me begin to, this is just my introduction. Let me begin to cut straight to the chase and begin to mention some very, very important stuff that I really would not want you to take. Seven wheel. What is the seven wheel now? Wheel. By wheel, I mean WHEEL. David, what are you doing there? Excuse me, please. David, leave that place. So that's the please what we call um is a wheel. It was Zig Ziglar that came up with that wheel. Okay, that wheel contains 7 elements, and I do not want you to take those elements for granted because you will be seeing that I will tell you why it is important. There are seven elements, and you could always Google that up. The Seven Wheel of Life by Zig Ziglar. Now, what does that seven wheel talks about?
Okay.
Is our financial life, okay,
Okay.
our physical life, talking about our health, our career, our mind, our intellect, our relationship life, our spiritual life. Okay, so our mental and intellect. So there are 7 areas of life that you must. Every human being has these 7 areas,
Okay, sir.
literally.
Okay,
So
sir.
what this wheel is saying is this. Okay, you need to develop goals
Okay.
along these 7 areas,
Okay.
because if you don't, and let's say, for instance, you are doing well financially. I hope you know that there are a lot of people who are doing well financially, but somehow they are doing it at the expense of their family while they are bringing the money home. But the baby is asking, Daddy, you remember those, some of you stay in Lagos perhaps. Daddy doesn't know, your baby doesn't know you as daddy again. He knows you as uncle because he doesn't see you more than once in a week, right? You know that kind of life. While I'm not casting aspersion on you, I'm saying that there has to be balance.
Okay.
I'm a buff of balance. It's important. So if you don't divide your life into these 7 areas, you will notice, like I said, you are doing well financially, but your family is suffering, or you are doing well spiritually,
Okay.
but mentally you are not okay. I hope you know that you can be spiritually sound, on
Yeah.
fire. Maybe you are tongue talking, even in your ears, vibrations everywhere, but mentally you're unsound, you're still not balanced. So the principle here is that in that wheel, you must strike a balance. So spiritually, mentally, your career, financially, physically, relationally, okay,
Okay, sir.
you have to set goals in these 7 areas of your life. That is how to have a balanced life. That is how to have a successful 2020. And like I said a moment ago, if you fail to succeed in one, you see some other people, they are doing well in their career, but their health is suffering. They've worked so much throughout the year that fantastic results, great people, celebrated everywhere. But you see, their health is suffering for it. So, and this is for somebody tonight. I through one life at the expense of the other, ensure that it is balanced. All right.
Okay.
Having said that, I hope that is clear enough.
Yes, it is clear.
Okay. So, having said that, let me continue by saying this is about my fourth point,
Okay, sir.
that the way to start 2020 is to begin with the end in mind. I'll say
Okay.
that again. You must begin 2020 with the end in mind. How do I mean? That means you should begin 2020 from 31st December 2020. That's a reverse thing you will say. You say, what's this guy saying tonight? I'll say that again. Yeah, I'll say that again. Begin 2020 with the end in mind. So, what this means is that don't begin 2020 on 1st January 2020. Rather, begin 2020 from 31st December 2020.
Okay.
Now, this is what that does to you. All right. It gives you a picture of the end, because even God declared the end from the beginning. So be like God. You heard what I said? Even God declared the end from the beginning. So be like God. So begin from the end. Okay, so what I'm saying begin from the end is that this is the picture. So this is December 31st, 2020. I have enrolled for my master's degree. This is 31st December 2020. I am married. This is December 31st, 2020. I have bought a new car. This is December 31st, 2020. I have consulted for some companies. This is December 31st, 2020. I have lost 7 kg of weight. This is December 31st, 2020. I have met men and women in my who are become who are mentors to me, and I've longed to see them many years ago. I've seen them in 2020. That is exactly how to start your year. You must begin with the end in mind. Very important. Very important. So please don't enter 2020 casually. Don't enter as if you are starting the year like anybody who is shouting New Year, Happy New Year. No, start it from the end. Very important. So that every day of your life, you know exactly, every day rather, in 2020, you know exactly the picture of where you will be. Is that okay? I
Ye-
believe that is clear enough.
Yes.
It's a reverse technology that has worked for me. It's a reverse technology that will work for any man. Just start from the end, get to the end. Because even God, He created all the world. He had finished the world. He had conceived it in His mind. David, oh God, excuse me. He had, oh, sorry. You see what I said? Okay, relax. Let me on this one for you. Okay. It's just to give you a preamble of all I'm going to talk about goals. Because if I don't say this, you will not. Let me also say one or two things before I continue on this line of thought. I want to say something very important. You know, one of the things that people want to do in 2020 is to have something. People want to have finances. They want to make more money. All right. They want to do all of that. But I want to say something that I did in one of my 60 seconds video. I told people that you should be more interested in who you are becoming than what you are having. Hmm. I'll say that again. Be more interested in who you are becoming than what you are having. And I explain to you what I mean. A lot of people, if you ask them what is success, they will say success is having this, success is receiving that, success is doing that. Fine, no problem. However, true success is actually what you attract by who you have become. True success is what you attract by who you have become. So, like Albert Einstein we said, like Albert Einstein we say, he said, "Do not work on becoming a person of success. Rather, work on becoming a person of value." I understand. Because when you become a person of value, success happens automatically.
Okay.
So, in 2020, my bonus for you tonight is that you should in be more interested in what you are becoming than what you are getting. I'm not saying you shouldn't aspire to get things. I'm not saying you shouldn't dream to receive things, but more than ever before, work on becoming. Because whatever you become, you will have. A lot of people want to have a thing without becoming. So at the end of the day, they lose it. So you see a man who, let me make it very practical. A man who wins a lottery, a man who wins a jackpot, he wins 1.1 million US dollars, 1 million naira. Then you hear that after 60 days, this man has gone poor. You begin to wonder, you begin to say, God forbid, this can never happen to me over my dead body. If not me, I don't go be like that. Who says so? You never can tell. What happened to those people? You said? Yeah, because they didn't plan for it. Their mentality, they've not become that money, as it were. That money came to them accidentally. They've not become it. So that's why you find all around the world, more than 75% of people who won lottery, after 5 years, they say they've gone bankrupt.
Yeah.
It's just a practical example of what happens because they didn't become, they had. Because whatever you have without becoming, you will lose. Whatever you have without becoming, you will lose. But whatever you become before you have, you will gain. Fantastic. I don't want to confuse you. So what I'm saying is that, okay, work on becoming, because when you work on becoming, having will be a pastime. I'll say that one more time. When you work on becoming, having will be a pastime. So let's talk about goals. There's so much to say. Let's talk about goals right now. Now, what are goals? Goals are simply predictions. The predictions you give yourself. Mayowa and Co. I hope tonight I'm making sense. I hope I'm
You are
communicating.
making sense, sir. You are making sense. People are really engaging. We
Oh
have
wow,
people who
wow,
are really
fantastic.
engaging. They are really engaging. Well, there's someone
Oh,
from Facebook who said you sell well, sir. So let's continue, sir. Well, you are doing
oh,
a
okay, okay.
fantastic job, sir.
Oh, okay, fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you. I needed to hear that to be sure.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so goals are simply predictions you make to yourself.
Okay.
Goals are simply promises.
Okay.
Very important. And I want these definitions to sink in well before we begin to talk about goals. Number
Okay.
one, I said goals are predictions you
Okay.
make for yourself. Goals are promises you make to yourself. Very important.
Okay.
Goals are predictions. For those
Okay.
of us who for those of us who are believers, or for those who are Christians, even those who are Muslim, there's what they call prophecy. Prophecy is simply telling you about the future and all of that. That is great. Now, the promise you make to yourself is your goals. So
Okay.
at least I want you to note that. So, and in setting your goals, goals. Hello. Goal Having goals are important because goals gives you direction.
Okay.
Number one, goals give you focus. Okay, very important. I'm basically talking about the benefits of having goals now. I've said already that goals are prophecies you make to yourself, goals are predictions you make to yourself. Okay, so one of the benefits of setting goals, okay, is not just because everybody does it. No, it's because it gives you direction, it's because it gives you focus,
Okay.
because it gives you a path to trail. That's why we set goals, so that we're not living our life to chances.
Okay.
Life is too expensive to be lived by chances. Thank you for that comment. All right, life is too expensive to leave it to chance. You know what I said recently? I
Okay.
said, your life is, if you fail or succeed, is your fault. Never
Okay.
outsource your life. I'll say that
Wow.
again. If you fail or succeed, it's your responsibility. Don't outsource your life. And I said also that life is a movie, and the movie has started long time ago. So
Okay.
you cannot afford to outsource your life. By outsourcing your life, I mean that a lot of people, oh, I don't know why I'm going here, but I believe it will help somebody. I'm still talking about goals, but this will help somebody. Now, I'm saying that a lot of people have outsourced their lives. They've allowed people to
Okay.
either dictate for them, maybe because of conditions that are beyond them. They've allowed people dictate for them. Yeah. Sorry. Right? They've allowed people dictate their life. They've allowed people, okay, not just manipulate them, people to take charge of their life. No, it's your responsibility. See, you must Oh, so let's talk about goals. Goals gives you focus, it gives you direction, it gives you clarity. All right. It makes you concise, it makes you precise. That's why we set goals. Now, all over the world, every time people talk about goals, there's this mnemonic that they use, and I will not be an exception to that. Okay, I'm going to tell you about the smarter. Goals have moved from being smart now; they are smarter. Okay, I'm
Okay.
going to tell you a smarter mnemonic. Okay, then I'm going to tell you how this smarter mnemonic or smarter acronym, if you want it. Mnemonic is a better word.
Okay.
MNEMONIC. Okay,
Okay.
it will help you to set goals. Okay, then I will not stop there. I will also tell you how to get those goals, because
Okay.
many times people stop in teaching people how to set goals. They
Yes.
refuse to tell them how to get these goals. And I'm
Okay.
going to do that quickly tonight, maybe in the next 15, 20 minutes. Then we'll call
Okay.
it a night. Now,
Okay.
the first thing is that your goal has to be specific. It has to be specific. That cannot be overemphasized. If you say to me, if you say to us, listening to us tonight, that in 2020, I want to make money, that is not a goal. Even the man on the street wants to, the beggar wants to make money. Okay. A pauper wants to make money. A baby wants money. Every, Tom, Dick, and Harry, every Tom or every Yetunde, Bukola, and Emeka wants to make money.
Yeah.
So saying that we want to make money is not specific enough. You've got to be. So the first element that your goals must have in setting your goal is that you must be specific.
Okay.
Specify it. Specify it. By specification, you are telling us you are clear, you are concise, and you know exactly what you want. So in
Okay.
2020, I beg you, all right, set specific goals. And remember, I told you, you must set goals in 7 areas. Set
Okay.
goals in your spiritual life, financial life. I'm just reminding people who probably have forgotten. Please don't just set financial goals this year. No. Set goals in those 7 areas. I beg you. One page. Page one, my spiritual goals. Page two, my career goals. Page three, my relational goal. Page four, my health and my physical goals. Page six, like that, like that, like that. Very important. If you didn't get anything from me tonight, please get the fact that you must set goals in these 7 areas. So, number one, you must be specific. Number two, it must be measurable. So, I'm not just going to make money. I want to make 1 million by 31st December 2020. This is 31st December 2020, and I'm going to be using this 1 million example. Or let's say I want to make the 1 million, it's quite small. Let's use 12 million. I want to make 12 million by December 31st, 2020. So you can measure it. You can measure it. Okay. A, remember, it's smarter. I said it's no longer smarter. It has to be. It's not smart. Goals are no longer smart. They are smarter. Number one, it has to be specific. Number two, it has to be measurable. Number two, it has to be achievable. By achievable, I don't mean that goals have to be easy. I don't mean goals have to be small, but I mean that goals have to challenge you, but at the same time, they are achievable. Okay, they've got to challenge you. Right. So for instance, now you made. Let me talk finance because we can relate to that more. You made 5 million in 2019.
Okay.
If we say you're going to make 5.2 million, it's achievable already.
Yeah.
But you know what? Right. So it has to be achievable, but it has to stretch you a bit.
Okay.
R is that it has to be realistic. So for instance, you made 5 million in 2019. To
Okay.
tell us that you make 50 million in 2020 is not impossible, but what? It is not realistic.
Okay.
Excuse me. You
Sorry
made
about
5 million in 2019. Thank you. And you say you want to make 50 million in 2020. Listen, it is not impossible. However, it is not realistic. So you must set goals that, although they challenge you, they are also realistic. Because sometimes a lot of people set goals that stretch them so much, And when it now come, when push now come to shove, they just realize that, well, they are demoralized. So instead for a goal to inspire them and push them, the goal now demoralizes them. Why? Because they didn't set a realistic goal.
Wow.
Very important. So there are two sides to it. It must be realistic. It must be challenging, but it must be realistic. So don't go and set goals that are too high to frustrate you. Neither set goals that are too low to make you lazy. I'll say that again. Don't set goals too high to frustrate you, and
Okay.
don't set goals too low to make you lazy.
Oh,
You must set goals that inspire and motivate you, but they are achievable and realistic. T is that your goals must be time bound. Like I said, begin with the end in mind. 31st December 2020 is the goal. So it may not be your goal, it may be March, it may be June, but you must have a goal, because a goal without a timeline, a goal without a deadline is dead on arrival. Arrival. I'll say that again. A goal without a timeline, a goal without a deadline is dead on arrival. So if there's no deadline to your goals, just know that it is dead already. So you must have a deadline. So it may be March. By March 20. So in my health goals, for instance, I developed a new goal. I realized I did my weight check recently, and I'm told that I'm getting my BMI, my body mass index, is not too good. So I just decided that, okay, in the next couple of 1, 2, 3 months, I was very specific. Between now and March 2020, I'm going to lose at least 5 to 7 kg. That is time bound. So do you understand now? That's it. So I know what I do every morning. I do a little aerobics in the morning in the last 2 or 3 weeks when I got that result. That's what we're talking about. You must ensure that it has a timeline. E, remember we're talking about setting goals. E is that your goals have to be enjoyable. Somebody will be wondering, how do you mean enjoyable, Niyi? I thought goal, I thought goals is supposed to stretch you. How is it going to be enjoyable? Now let me explain to you how it is enjoyable. Listen to me. You see, that's why you need to set goals along the path of your ultimate vision. You need to set goals along the path of your dream.
okay.
It's very important. Don't set goals because a pastor is setting goals or an imam. Don't set goals because anybody is setting goals. No, set goals along your passion and your ultimate dream and vision. Please, I beg you, I want you to know that. I didn't know why I didn't remember to mention that earlier. You must set goals along your ultimate life goal. So that's what I mean by enjoyable. Say, for instance, now, I know that every morning I have to wake up in the morning to do some aerobics. I have to wake up in the morning to jog because I want to lose weight. Now, losing weight, exercising is painful. It's not sweet. It's not exciting. It is, sometimes I just begin to wonder. I sleep up, sometimes I do something. But when I realize that, like Jesus said one time, for the joy that was set before him, he endured the cross. For
Yeah.
the joy that was set before him, he endured the cross. You see that wisdom? So in my mind, I'm saying that, okay, if I lose 5 kg of weight, I'll be more flexible. If I lose 5 kg of weight, I'll probably be more pretty. I'll be more handsome, as it were. You understand? So I have that picture in my mind. So that is the picture that will make me enjoy even the pain that I'm suffering now. Very important. I hope this picture is clear.
Yeah.
You must get the picture. Or while you are jogging in the morning, put an earpiece of your favorite music, put it in the ear, and begin to jog. So while the pain is going on, the music is going on. The music somehow. So you must set your goal along that line. Put pictures, create images around you to ensure that you enjoy your goal. Then R. Remember I said goals must be set in a smarter way.
Yeah.
The final one is R. It simply means that your goals must be recorded. Your goals must be recorded. It is said again and again that the sharpest brain is still duller than the weakest pen.
Yes, sir.
I'll say that again. The best of brain
Yeah.
is not as smart as the dullest pen.
Yeah.
Why? Because even though it's a dull pen, because it is recorded,
Yeah.
somehow you can always recall. So
Yes.
please, I want to urge you this year, don't get a piece of paper. After tonight, maybe when you go out tomorrow, go and get a diary. If you cannot get a diary, go and get a hardcover book. If you cannot get a hardcover book, go and get a 40 leaf exercise book, not a paper, I beg you, and record your goals using these things I'm teaching you tonight. They must be recorded and you must see them every day. I hope you know it is said that the goals that you record, okay, you
Okay.
have 35% probability of achieving them more than those you didn't record. I'll say that again. The goals that you record are, or you have given them 35% power to act, to come to pass. I'll say that again. The goals that you record, you have given it already a 35% chance of it happening. Already, it will happen 35% for you to have written them down. So that's very important. So that's that about goal setting. Now, somebody will say, okay, I've said it was, I've even had this thing before. What new are you teaching us tonight? Let me teach you something new in case you've not heard it. I'm going to use the same acronym, SMARTER, to tell you how to achieve your goals. So tonight, I'm not just telling you how to set your goals, I'm also telling you how to get your goals. So, number one, using the same SMARTER acronym, is that you need to have a strategy.
Strategy.
You must have a strategy. A strategy. Let me tell you the root word of a strategy. A strategy is from the military world. It was the military people that came up with the word strategy.
Okay.
A strategy simply means taking a position of advantage.
Okay.
Of course, you know, military people, that means they use it in time of war. They take a position of advantage against the enemy. So
Okay.
what it means is that in 2020, you must have a strategy to avoid tragedy. You must have a strategy, okay, in which you want to execute all that you have set in our first session of this class. You must have a strategy. Don't go into the year without any strategy. Only a fool goes into the battle without a prior preparation. Only a stupid person, only a fool goes into war without having a strategy, a mapped out strategy for execution. You don't rehearse in battle, you fight in battle. Don't enter 2020 rehearsing. Enter 2020 with dangerous a plan. What am I to do at this time? What is the strategy to take? Where did I miss it in 2019? How can I navigate? Very important. So you must have a strategy to avoid tragedy, right? M means that you must have a milestone. You must have a milestone. Now, I live in Kaduna, okay? Let's imagine I want to come to Lagos. Now, I'm going to mention some areas that you don't know, but I'm going to also mention areas that you know. Well, when I finish mentioning them, I'll just use that to explain what I mean by milestone. Now, by milestone, I mean this. I live in Kaduna, Banawa, Kaduna. So let's say I'm taking a commercial transport. So I leave my house,
Okay.
I go to the
Okay.
garage that's about 3, 4, 5 minutes away from my house. I take a
Okay.
bus or a cab, then I say I'm going to Lagos. So we move. When we move, we get to Abuja Junction.
Okay.
When we get to Abuja Junction, we go to where they call Kateri. From Kateri, we go to where they call Jere. From Jere, we go to where they call Zuma Rock.
Okay.
From Zuma Rock, we get to where they call Suleja.
Okay.
From Suleja, Kogi State, we enter perhaps through Ondo State, then we enter Ibadan, we enter Bodija, we enter Dugbe sometimes or Challenge. From there, we enter Lagos. Okay? Now, all of these things I've mentioned is what we call milestones.
Yes.
Very interesting. Okay? So in 2020, you must have milestones to get your dreams to come to pass. How do I mean? Let's say, remember we said we want to make 12 million in 2020. Okay? Now, when you get to June, averagely, you're supposed to be doing 6 million. So
Yes.
June is a milestone. So if you are not doing 6 million in June, I'm not saying 12 million cannot come in one day. I know. But however, if you are not doing 6 million in June, you know how far you are yet to do, and you also know how far you are coming from. You see that? If I'm
Yeah.
in Kogi State now, I know how far I have left Kaduna, and I know how far I am from Lagos, or how far I'm to Lagos.
Okay.
I'm in Kogi State now, for instance. I know how far I've left Kaduna, and I know how far Lagos is. So that's how you must do with your goals. Very important. So in June, for instance, so that you don't get to November and you begin to wonder, how did this year? You know, a lot of people say, how come this year not finish sharp like this? What do we even do? We don't even know when it start. We don't know when they finish. You will use milestone to avoid that. So that when you get to March, you know exactly what you should be doing in March. By March, you should be earning 3 million. If you are not earning 3 million by March, you know there's a problem. Is it that you double your hustle, you increase your stream of income, you check where you are missing it. You see that? You must have a milestone to get your goals.
Okay.
A is action. I
Okay.
usually like to jump here to talk about it later. So let me jump about it. I'll make it my last point. So
Okay.
let me jump to another one.
Okay.
R. R
Okay.
for resources.
Okay.
By R, I mean resources. What do I mean by resources? Okay. You must, David, we'll soon go to bed. Sorry. Excuse me. So, all right. By resources, I mean that, okay, there are a lot of resources you need to achieve your goals.
Okay.
Resources of time, resources of material, maybe material resources, physical resources, financial resources. You must be able to know the resources that you need. What is it? I'm coming. You must be able to just relax. I'm coming. Sorry. You must be able to know the resources that you need. Go and bring your Bible. You must be able to know the resources that you need to achieve your goals. What are the physical resources I need? What are the resources of time that I need?
Okay.
What are the resources of people? Let me not even talk about people. What are the financial resources I need? You must state them. You must have them penned down. Very important. What are the resources? Resources, you must know resources you need to achieve your goal. A lot of people, it's not that they don't know what they want to do. It's that they don't know exactly what they need to do what they want to do.
Okay.
I'll say that again. It's not that they do not know what they want to do. It's that they do not know the exact resources they need to do what they have to do. So you need that to know that resources. T is that you need to have a team. John Maxwell said, together everybody achieves more. The truth is this: no man is an island. I talked about relationship in my 60-second video recently 2 days ago. I said everything in life is all about relationship. All other things are details. Everything rises and falls on relationship. Life is all about relationship. All other things are details. So you need a team. Together everybody achieves more. You need the team to achieve it. You cannot achieve this dream alone. I tell people that as great as it is, I'm a buff of knowledge. I'm a buff of building capacity. I'm a buff of that means by a buff, I mean that I am interested in getting knowledge. I'm interested in building capacity. But you know what I'm learning in the last few years? I'm a buff of building relationship right now. You know why? Because sometimes who you know trumps what you know.
Yeah.
Who you know sometimes makes a mess of what you know. That's why you see a first class guy, because he doesn't know anybody. Very brilliant. Another person who is third class. I'm not condoning or I'm not supporting mediocrity, but I'm just saying that this is what the world has said. Another person who has second class lower, you have first class. You are not even earning as somebody who has second class lower. Not because the person is not as good as you, but that person is what we call connection here. Connection is not a bad thing, except it is used against people. It's called relationships, strategic alliances. So who is your team member? Who is your team player? Who is your mentor? Who is your contemporary? Who is your protege? You must build a team to achieve that goal. I'm coaching them in the next 5 minutes. E is that you must explore.
Okay.
By exploration, I mean that it's not far away from strategy, but this time you are conducting research. For instance, you want to go into business. You must
Okay.
undergo what they call feasibility study. That's what I mean by exploring. You want to go into that line of trade. You must conduct, you must explore, you must go into the field. I tell people that gone are the days where you think of an idea and you take it to the market and launch it. No. Today, even if you think of an idea, keep it in your pocket, keep it at home. Then go into the market, ask the market what she wants. Then you come back and fuse what you have asked from the market and the idea you have on your inside. Then you become a mega success. But a lot of people do one and leaving the other. Some just go into the market and just see what's happening, they just shoot. Some just see what is in their mind. They just go into the market and just shoot. No, you will fail that way. You need to match the two. Ask yourself the idea that you have, then ask the market what she has, what she needs. Then you will achieve it. Then R, money. Money is good. Good. Money, good. R, the second to the last one, is that you must learn to also, all the thing I've said is high velocity, right? You must also learn to rest. I hear a bit of Hausa, and there's what they call in Hausa. They say ja baya basorobani. What does that mean? Some of you, I'm teaching you Hausa tonight. Okay, that's a
You
bonus
tell
for
us.
you.
You have
You
to
should,
tell us.
Mayowa, you should pay me for that after now. Ja,
Okay.
they say ja baya basorobani. What it means is that drawing back
Okay.
is not fear. Drawing back is not fear. Drawing back is that sometimes I need to retreat. I
Okay.
need to rest. I
Okay.
tell myself every quarter in the year, I take 1, 2, 3 days off to rest. Great to see you from Ghana. Well done. All right. I get to rest. So sometimes you must learn to rest or you'll be late to rest. Okay. So you must
Okay.
learn sometime. Okay. Sometime when even this year, sometimes you got to a point where you began to burn out. Anytime you begin to sense that you are burning out, please, you don't need to keep doing, don't kill yourself. Just go have a retreat. If you're a spiritual person, go have a spiritual retreat. If it's rest, you have to rest, go and rest. One thing it does is that it refires you. So R simply means rest, retreat, refire. If you rest and retreat, you come back with fresh fire
Okay.
and you eat your enemy, as it's where when you draw back, you can come back with fire.
Okay.
So the last one is this A. I jumped A.
Yes,
A
sir.
simply
Action.
means action.
Okay.
Action. Thank you, Mayowa. Now let me say to many people listen to me tonight. Daddy. Your goals in the last couple of years have not been acting. You have not been doing anything. You have not been doing anything with your goals. That is your
Okay.
problem. So tonight, nobody remembers you for what you intend to do. Nobody knows you for what you desire to do.
Okay.
Everybody remembers you for what you have done or what you are doing. I'll say that again. You will never build a legacy. You will never build a reputation by what you intend to do. You will not build a legacy by what you desire to do. You only build a legacy by what you have done or what you are doing. So what am I saying? It is about time you took massive action. Start that project. Enroll for that admission. Go to that school. Listen to that podcast. My son is cleaning my sweat. Listen to that podcast. Thank you. Beautiful son. Thank you, my
Wow.
dear. Listen to that podcast. All right. Enroll for that Udemy course. Listen to Mayo every time he does his program. Archive it. Ask questions from him. Invite people to Crossroads to enjoy certain things that you enjoy. Take action. You have not taken. Can I say that again? Your next meal, your next food, your next breakthrough is in the action that receive action. You know what? Can I close with
I think
this? David, I'm closing. In life.
okay.
How many of you who have watched film or who watch film, you know who they call actors now? I hope
Yes.
you know that. I'm not sure I've seen any film where the actor dies. I'm yet to see a film where the actor dies. The actor will bleed. The actor will fall down. He's
And
almost
again,
dying.
you still come and kill us.
Yeah, but somehow, from nowhere, the actor will just bounce back and come back and kill the boss, as it were. We call them boss or the enemy.
Yeah.
What it means is this. You are the actor of your life. And you know
Okay.
what? Actor no they die.
Yes. So
Actor no they die. So you are the actor. You are the chief actor of your life. You no go die. So execute that project. You are falling down. Come and become the actor of your life because you will not die. I hope with these few thoughts of mine, you've been convinced tonight. There's so much to say, but I need to stop here. All right.
yeah.
cultivate the right relationship, like I talk about team, right? You must cultivate the right relationship. It's not to say, but we need to stop tonight. So this is where I'll cut it home. I
Okay.
apologize for my son interruption. And
We,
Marioma, thank you for having me again tonight. God bless you, my
okay,
brother.
sir. Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate what you have done tonight, sir. We really appreciate. And before you leave, sir, I don't know. I know I'm very sure some of our listeners may want to ask questions. So let's give them like few minutes. Let's see who want to ask question. If you have question that you want to ask, please drop them in the comment box so that we can do
No
justice
problem.
to them
Yes.
before we close tonight. We are about to close. If you have a question, please ask now because we are about to close. Okay. If you know you have a question, kindly ask your question right now before we close. And I have a question, sir.
Please go ahead, sir.
Okay, you mentioned about 7 weeks of life. You have covered, you mentioned
Yes.
spiritual life, financial life, the career life, the relationship,
Yes.
the marital life, which make it fourth, and then the health part of it. But you have not mentioned the remaining two. Please, I will be happy if you can tell us the remaining two, sir.
Okay. Mention them
In,
again. Focus
in
spiritual life,
okay,
financial,
okay,
spiritual, financial,
okay,
mental slash intellect
okay, mental,
slash intellect,
okay, sir,
career,
okay,
okay, physical or health.
okay, okay, that is health.
Yes, physical or health.
Okay,
Then your social or relational life.
okay, okay. I think that
Then
will
your
be
family. Then your
okay.
family. Okay, it's complete, but okay. You can
It's,
mix it up. Maybe there's a mix up. I use different words, but they are
okay.
basically seven.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there anyone that I want to
Okay.
ask question before we close? Because we are about to close. We understand. I don't think that we have anyone that wants to ask question. But we
If
have
there's questions subsequently, they can ask you. I can always answer. You can
no.
also give them my phone line or my WhatsApp line. They can feel free to reach me
Okay.
anytime.
What we are going to do is that you can drop your email address.
Okay. My email is olaniyisoyinka@gmail.com. My full name, Olaniyi, OLANIYI, then Soyinka, SOYINKA, at
Please,
gmail.com.
uh, please spell it again, sir.
Olaniyi,
Okay. Olani
OLANIYI.
Olaniyi. Okay.
Yes. Soyinka, SOYINKA,
Okay.
at gmail.com.
Okay.
The, the
Okay.
boy will go. David, come and talk to them. He will inspire you one day. He's learning the
Hey,
job.
yeah,
He's
come. Let's
learning
hear
the
from
rope.
you. We want to hear from you because
David, yeah, come.
already.
We want
I
to talk
wrote
to you. Come.
it.
Come.
Okay, that is the email of Mr.
Yeah,
Niyi
Olani Soyinka. Oh,
Soyinka.
yeah, say hello.
I'm fine. How are
Yeah, say thank you.
you? Our lecture for tonight.
Yeah, Olani Soyinka.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, see, talk. Oh, yeah, talk.
How are you? Thank you.
Fine.
How are you doing?
Then, fine.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much. Okay, I don't think we have
Thank.
questions. I don't think we have questions.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. We are about to close now. So, Mr. Nee, we thank you so much on behalf of Crossroad Africa. We want to say thank you for joining us tonight, and we also appreciate you for what you have shared in our midst tonight. Thank you so much. And
Thank you
this
so much.
is where we are going to end tonight's lecture. And next week, Monday, is another day again that we are going to have a lecture like this, a live class like this.
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Mr. Nee, before you leave, we want you to give us your last word, sir.
My last word for you is that I want you to know that 2020 is a big year.
Okay.
2020 is waiting for you. It's a blank check waiting for
Okay.
you to feel. You
Okay.
can desire to feel it. And remember what I said. If
Okay.
you fail, succeed is your responsibility. Never
Okay.
outsource your life to anybody. If you
Okay.
fail or you succeed, it's your responsibility. Outsource your life. All right. And finally, I love you guys to invite people much more to engage in this community. It's a community I believe in,
Yeah.
Crossroad Africa. Please invite people to join and let's
Thank you, sir.
advance our world. All right. We can't leave our work for politicians. The
Okay.
little that we do, Mayowa does, you do, inviting people, whether in your own personal space or keep making our world a better place. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much, man. So the Crossroad Africa, we are going to end today's lecture, and we look forward to see you next week. Next week
Yeah,
we are bringing on a shoemaker, an international shoemaker who will be walking us through the business of shoemaking. So I want you to be around so that we can also engage with her. Okay, she's coming next week, and just watch out for the flyer. Thank you so much, Crossroad Africa, and I look forward to see you all again. Bye.